More with UNI head football coach Todd Stepsis talking UNI Panther football, coming off a loss 20-9 to Utah Tech. Coach, for the offense, it was 207 total yards, under 50 yards rushing. I know that was one point that you really wanted to really improve on, that rushing attack.
Yeah, just in general, 60 minutes of just out of sorts. Again, you got to give them a lot of credit for that. I mean, they had some great players. Interior defensive line I thought was real strong. They had some great speed on the edges, which tested our pass protection at times. But yeah, I mean, there were some creases early on, and for whatever reason, our backs just couldn't find them. And then I think once you kind of get, when you see it's going to be tough sledding early on, like you have the toughness and the will to overcome those things, and we just didn't show it. And it was just an unfortunate day, just in general, for that side of the ball. It feels like they were the more physical team, which that is not the case. That's not what we want to be. We want to be a part of our identity, be the physical team, and we just weren't. And again, shows up in the run game. We struggled on the ground, and then when you can't run the ball, gosh, to throw it makes it that much more difficult. And then to compound that problem, they had really great coverage. Our receivers, were a little depleted, as far as the number of guys that we can throw out there, and you could tell that our guys looked a little tired, maybe a step slower than what they normally look, and just couldn't create much separation. And Sept just struggled. I think the first when your first drive, you drop back and you get hit, sack, fumble. To overcome that, takes a little bit of mental toughness, where, my clock in my head now is faster than maybe it should be, and then my feet are a little bit faster than maybe I'm not as accurate on some of the balls I can throw.
Leading receiver J.C. Roquet with 6 receptions for him, and then Aiden Price, big 40-yard pass play down the sideline, made a great catch, a great ball from Sept. Those two kind of led the way in that passing attack, and Bill Jackson getting involved out of the backfield as well.
Yeah, all those guys, I think we've seen what they are capable of. It's just too few and far between. If you look at our game in totality, we have a percentage and a metric. We like to be under 12% as far as minuses and drop balls and things you can control. And gosh, I think we had 5 or 6 drops in the game. Again, uncharacteristic, easy catches, not like he got a hand on it, so he should get 2. It's not one of those things. It was just, easy pitch and catch plays that, for whatever reason, again, I think sometimes we press, sometimes we try too hard, as opposed to just letting it happen.
The UNI Panthers coming up on a bye week now. We'll talk with Coach about that coming up after this, as well as that homecoming game coming up against North Dakota the first weekend in October. Right now, here's that story on Owen Ostrowski.